Looks like we're rolling here, round 9. Alright, so good evening, class. So I'm just going to make a quick little demonstration to help any of you who are struggling and trying to figure out how to put together this Toy Story character. Now, if you were present for last class, we went over the interface and a couple of the shapes that we have access to the poly modeling shelf here. We want to use these shapes to build a Toy Story character down here. Now this exercise is designed to help you be familiar with 3D space, objects in 3D space, navigating around the objects in 3D space, and also the move tools and transformation tools off to the side here. Okay, so what I've done already is press a button up here on the poly modeling shelf for my sphere. I'm going to start off with a sphere, and instead of a Toy Story character, I want everybody to have their own unique approach to whatever character they choose. So I'll choose an owl over here and try and make this to the best of my ability by just assembling primary shapes together. So I'm starting off with a sphere. I'm going to raise this up right about here. I use the scale tool, pressing R hotkey, make it a lot bigger right there, and set it back into space. Right about there. Using move tool. Move tool is W. Alright, so come back down here. I'm gonna grab myself a cylinder. Alright, back to the scale tool. We'll flatten this guy out. Right about there. I'm gonna use my rotation tool, which is E. Rotate it around using one ring at a time. So this is something we're going to learn, is rotating and moving things around. You should be doing that at one axis at a time. Now that way we don't lose track of our shape in space. So say I want to put it on this half of the sphere to match his eyebrows and the owl here. We better to use one axis at a time to get it on up there. Right, swivel around using Alt and left click here. Just one axis at a time to get it right on there. Otherwise, if I use the middle part, I can do my best. This is very easy to lose track of where it's at. So again, it's one axis at a time. Right? One axis at a time, moving our shapes, or when rotating our shapes. Okay, it's not bad. Alright, I'm going to save myself some time. I'm just going to duplicate this piece by hitting Control D. Move to the other side, and rotate it into place. Okay, awesome. We'll go ahead and grab another cylinder and finish out the bottom of his head there. And I'm just paying attention to the silhouette and the kind of shapes that would get me that silhouette shape of the owl's head here. So R for scale, squish it out. And then I'm going to use this box to expand it on 2 axes at the same time. It's very useful. Place it at the bottom here. Right about there. Okay, let's go ahead and make these a little bigger. Right about there. Take a look at the center line on my square. Okay, that looks good. I'll delete this one. Duplicate this again using Control D, moving on across. Just line it up here. a little better. Both down at the same time. Alright, cool. A little wider. Taller. Shrink it back in. Finesse in a little bit. Alright, not too bad. Alright, and then let's get this main sphere kind of doing double duty in creating the shape of the head and also um, sort of rudimentary outline for eyes right here as it intersects with the cylinders. So pretty cool. What we can do now is we'll grab ourselves a cone. We can use this for the beak. Alright, so I use my rotation by hitting E. Rotate it all the way around. Right about there. Up into position, shrink it down a little bit. The way it's shaded looks kind of weird, so I'm just going to go over here, harden edges and harden that real quick. I'll learn about that later. We'll get too focused on the shading. We'll be focused on the whole silhouette here. Alright, cool. Next what we do is grab another sphere. I'm seeing some volume on either side, so use sphere to kind of fill out that volume there. Duplicate, create the other side. Get that there. I get something of a volume underneath that. I'm going to use a torus for this one. Angle this to make it a little more realistic here. Alright, and then we got the belly. Should be a sphere. And I'm going to use my scale tool to stretch it out a little bit. And rotate this into place. I probably should have mentioned this earlier, but better late than never. Keep in mind that keep your model centered up here. So you want all your shapes, you want everything you built for each asset and your scene to be right on the center of the grid. And it helps with keeping everything aligned, bringing new things in, exporting um, things from or cutting things off from your model, that sort of thing. Because eventually we want to get to this point where we are looking at lines of symmetry, right, and save ourselves some work by having to do two sides instead of we just do one side or mirror it over, that sort of thing. But we won't be able to do that if we don't keep everything centered up in the center of our grid here. Alright, but for this assignment, If that doesn't happen, it's okay, but we'll keep that in mind for next time. Alright, and then we have wings that should be right around here. So I'm just going to use this since our wings are closed up. I just want that shape. Use that, elongate this guy a little bit. And duplicate to the other side. And we're building this owl for you Toy Story character from all sides here. Right, so we want it to look like an owl from all sides. Even though we only have one perspective with our picture, you can also get multiple pictures from multiple perspectives. That's a really professional thing to do, but you know, for this owl, it's only one picture. We want to try to imagine what else would be on the other side of this owl, and how it would look from the side, and from the back, and the top, that sort of thing. Right. So for this assignment, it does help to actually have watched the movie and see the characters move in 3D space, and you kind of know what to expect for your end product. It's kind of getting there. We get the belly, we get the big chest muscles here, something like torso. We got shapes for the wings. All right. What we can do now is we can form the legs and the feet. And I'm seeing here it looks like something of a cone shape. So I'll go ahead and grab my cone, shrink it up a little bit, and flip it over. Right. One axis at a time. And duplicate it. By hitting Control D, swinging it over. Actually, I think the first part of his legs angle towards the rear, so rotate both of them at the same time, clicking on both, and then rotating. Alright, and then we can use the cylinder here, turn it up. Place the first one right about here. Alright, and then once you master the one axis at a time, right, then we might be able to move on to two axes at a time, using these square buttons. Alright, but just keep in mind it may be just faster to use one axis at a time. And once you get an understanding of spatial arrangement here on the screen. and we can move on to 2 axes at a time, but never the third one. It's a big waste of time at any point. Um, at any point during the project. All right, then let's see. What can we do for the toes here? Let's do the talons. Probably would have been nice to get cylinder in there. I mean, or a cube in there somewhere, but it just doesn't look like there's too many places for a cube. Hmm. Alright, so we're transferring the leg over. I'm just going to go ahead and finish this foot here. Use this for the main part. Part where its toes will be spreading out from. I just ran into a small problem issue pointing out. Sometimes when tumbling around a lot, so often, it's going to take your camera off track a little bit. It'll be hard to line up the object you're trying to get at. So if you need to fix that, you can select the object you're trying to get to, hit your F key, and the camera will zoom to the object. Not to mention your tumble, the camera's tumble origin point will be at that shape as well. So you can tumble around the shape without losing view as easily. But not too bad. Definitely very rudimentary. Attempting to go full cartoon character on this model here. And again, we want to focus on is the silhouette, the overall look of your character. Alright, and then we just got one thing missing here, which is the tail. And probably yet another cylinder for the tail. Do pretty well. Color up there. Bring it up a little bit. Oh, that should work. Alright, cool. That should work. Alright, so this is the level of detail I'm looking for. right? So just make sure you get the right silhouette from all angles, right? We got all the appropriate appendages in here outlined, and it just looks like one of the characters from all angles. From underneath, from the side, from the back, from the front, that sort of thing. All right, if you have any questions, email me, text me at my number. Also, I can respond to you there. Keep in mind, this assignment is due on Wednesday. All right. Late work does receive a 20% point reduction, so keep that in mind. All right. And yeah, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.